Stephanie Goldman Meis, a licensed clinical professional counselor, gifted psychotherapist, and spiritual teacher who wants to help others understand the complexities of romantic relationships. In her new book, 20 Ways to Lose Your Lover, 20 Ways to Keep Your Lover, she sheds light on habits or actions that can have negative or positive impacts on relationships. Stephanie is a Reiki master teacher with a private psychotherapy practice in Highland Park, Illinois. She is married and has 2 grown children and a granddaughter.
Thank you, Lori.
So far, so good?
Good.
Okay. I wonder if at that point, when I say in her new book, is that a good, or should Stephanie hold it up, or should we just...
I'm going in on it right now, where you are, and it says 20 Ways to Lose Your Lover with the reflection of the window.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, just idea I had. Stephanie, can you please give us 3 salient points about your new book, 20 Ways to Lose Your Lover, 20 Ways to Keep Your Lover?
I would be happy to. Thank you. This book is basically information that we all should have been getting in school about life, how to be in relationship, and I have learned by being a therapist that people don't know this stuff about what relationships are really about. So the 3 main points I would say are, first of all, relationships are all about learning. And the way we learn is to be responsible. That's the second part. We have to be accountable for our own feelings and learn what to do with our own feelings. And also that, I can't remember the third one. Let's see.
Just our run through.
Did you say responsible? Safety?
Accountable and safety. Thank you. And if we want to be in loving relationships, we have to create an atmosphere of safety. That's when love will grow. That means when you come home to your beloved one, that you look forward to it. And you know that you're going to be able to let your hair down and relax and really be yourself and feel accepted for who you are.
Stephanie, what made you write this book?
I wrote the book because after doing 20 years of psychotherapy with people, with couples and individuals, I realized that most people are pretty ignorant about how to behave in a relationship so that it's successful. I see a lot of pain and loss, people who are getting divorced or breaking up, and I wanted there to be some kind of a manual that not only talks about the nuts and bolts of a relationship, but also gives people formats, which I do in the middle of the book, for getting more self-aware.
Oh, well, I love the lighthearted format of the book. Why the funny cartoons for each idea?
Because I have found that doing couples therapy and teaching people about their emotions can be very intimidating. So I wanted everyone to realize, and also because humor is a really important part of our relationships. It not only keeps things light, but it makes us more playful, and we need to be playful in order to go through a relationship that may go on for 50 years. We need to take it lightly.
Now, does the book also contain serious materials that our readers can use to improve their relationships?
Yes. In the center of the book, the front of the book is ways to lose your lover. The flip side of the book is ways to keep your lover. But there are 8 examples in the middle of the book, excuse me, that are exercises to help you stay on top of your own emotional game. And that is how to use your breath. I mean, that's a centuries-old Buddhist and ancient tradition way for all of us to stay centered. Something that I call emotional hygiene, which is 5 steps when you're really bent out of shape and you need to come back to a place of clarity. There's also in there something called the rescue triangle, to begin to learn that if relationships are not balanced, one person will be rescuing another. And the way the rescue triangle works is there's a rescuer, there's the victim, the person that they think is powerless, that they need to rescue. And with that unbalanced situation, you get a flip in the triangle to the third corner, which is called the persecutor. When people do not have equal relationships, people get angry. And that's when you see all kinds of acting out in relationships.
Well, this sounds like a book that both men and women could relate to. What would you actually recommend that couples read the book together?
Depends on the couple. I think that there are couples that would have a lot of fun reading it together, and that could take away from it if they were able to not be defensive and be very honest with themselves. It could be an amusing Saturday night activity, yes.
Well, I like that the book is printed with the front cover right side up and the back cover upside down. Does this mean that you intend readers to start with the 20 ways to lose your lover and then follow with 20 ways to keep your lover?
Not at all. The book, like all books that I suggest to my clients, can be flipped open to a page. You can start in the middle of the book. You can start toward the beginning or the end. I think that the knowledge in the front that's being shared is very comparable to the knowledge in the back. So any way you start it, upside down, right side up, doesn't matter.
And for your audience, what are the ages or sexual orientations that you're addressing? Is this a book for the LGBTQ community?
It could be. I mean, it's a book for the human community, and anyone who is old enough to have yearnings for love and closeness and intimacy would be a wonderful candidate to read this book.
Well, what would you say about healing your relationship from a time where one partner was cheating?
That's a complicated story. When one partner is cheating, it's usually a two-way street. So if one partner is cheating, what would be very valuable would be for each member of the relationship to honestly say whether or not they're interested in staying together, because cheating can be a sign that a relationship needs to end. But I do believe that all of our partners that we come close to are actually what I would call soulmates. I think if you're with someone, it's because your soul wants you to learn some lessons. This planet, Earth, is a place where souls come to learn and to grow. So cheating, yes, it's very unpleasant. It makes for a lot of hurt, and my heart goes out to those of you who have been cheated on. Also those who are cheating, because that's not a comfortable thing. But I think that with that overt action of cheating, things move along, and these are the kinds of things that provoke us to self-examine and to grow. It's different, of course, if one person has an issue where they just cannot be faithful to one person, and over and over and over again it's a pattern, then it's really that one person's job to explore that and to find out what that's about. And sometimes there are ancestral patterns that get handed down, trickle down in families, where one person cheats and it turns out his grandfather did and his great-grandfather did, and then we want to understand the legacy of that family.
And Stephanie, how do you hope this book will help to change the ways couples relate to each other?
Yes, I know this is a big ask, but I'm hoping that it will enter couples culture, what I've written about, that couples will begin to see that the work of a couple relies primarily on the work of each individual, and that when people are accountable for themselves and they do their own work, whether it's in therapy, I know, or not not every person is a candidate for therapy. But if we take responsibility that when we are hurt or angry, it's our job to communicate in not in a heightened, emotional, violent way, but in one of those calmer moments to let our partners know, this is what I need. And if my needs are met, I will be happier and I will be a better partner. I'm hoping there'll be more love in the world.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. What a lovely, lovely approach to an incredibly important path for couples to take and individuals.
Thank you, Lori. It's a pleasure.